ask you guys a question. Do you like movies? But more importantly, do you like people talking about movies? Because I can't find anyone talking about movies. In fact, you could say that I've been looking for something very hard to find, something I can't define. Wait a minute, I think I just defined it, because I'm looking for a podcast. Looking for a podcast. Podcast. I'm looking for a podcast. A podcast about movies. And Steven Seagal. And Scott Adkins. And Ving Rhames too. Who knows? Maybe a movie about aliens too. I don't know.
I'll be with you forever.
Only forever?
Come on.
The Crow legacy continues when a young man is wrongfully accused of murder.
Alexander Frederick Corvus, do you have any last words?
I loved Lauren. I'm innocent.
Now, with the guidance of the Crow, he sets out to find the killer.
Where did you come from?
I'll make sure everyone knows that you're innocent, that you loved her.
What do you want? I want to know why. I can't be alive, not without you.
Eric Mabius, Kirsten Dunst. The Crow, Salvation.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mohole Radio Movie the Podcast.
Getting formal on the podcast.
Two-man gang tonight.
Yeah.
Two of the guys were smart enough to call out because this version of Crow sucked.
Yeah, TJ had a rectal prolapse.
Yeah, whatever that means. And then Alec had his butt explode.
Yeah.
Which might be the medical term for rectal prolapse.
I think so.
Okay, good.
They should sew them together so they can poop up each other's butts.
Oh, is it up relative? Okay, here we go.
Oh, I guess they could flip around.
Oh, gravity. So,
it's a lot of beef to flip around, though. You have to get some
you get a giant spatula.
Like a pulley.
Oh, like a pulley system. Mechanical advantage.
Or like a windmill.
God.
Just a windmill of two grown men
just with
connected by their prolapsed assholes pooping up each other or down each other.
Just the big wooden pegs just...
And they said alternative energy can't work.
Yeah, just milling flour and exchanging feces.
So this movie sucked.
Yeah, hence why we're kind of just talking.
Vamping.
Yeah, we vamping. So, I guess let's just follow format. I didn't watch anything. Sean, how about you?
Boom. Okay, you didn't watch anything?
Dude, we just did this show on Saturday. It's Thursday.
What have you done?
I take it back. I tried to watch one thing on Screenbox, which I did cancel my subscription for.
Let's talk about how bad that Screenbox app is.
It's not good, Amazon, if you're listening.
Well, it's not. It's like that on their computer version, too. So Screenbox, if you're unaware, is a Shudder-like add-on to Amazon. Shudder's great. You should try Shudder if you're interested. But
how much Shudder cost?
It's like $4 a month.
Yeah, it's like $4.99, and it's...
It doesn't... If you leave the movie, you have to start it over again. You have no choice. It doesn't offer subtitles, which is no good for us when we're going to talk over the movie the entire time.
Which we will.
And the selection is pretty awful. And I'm pretty sure most of the stuff not in HD.
Nah, it's not. It's not in HD.
It's brutal.
It probably would look best on a cathode ray if you still had one.
Yeah, or a watch, like a really fancy...
Like a fancy, like one of those Apple watches.
Yeah.
That's the way to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I canceled the subscription. But before I canceled the subscription, I watched one of 3 vignettes. I think it was called, like, All Hallows Eve or Halloween Fuck Around or something. The premise is thus... some kids got abandoned by their parents to go to maybe an orgy or something. Okay. So they're with their babysitter a la Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween.
Oh.
And I guess she took them out trick-or-treating, and then they're going to carve pumpkins, so question mark about your procedures.
Yeah.
And while they were out trick-or-treating, one of the kids got a VHS tape in their bag. Which that just...
What year does this take place?
It can't... I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it was a period piece, but it was... Unmarked VHS tape just screams perverse, but it was... They had a tape player in the living room, and so then the babysitter's like, oh, well, I'll watch it first and let you know if you kids can come watch it with me. And so she watches the first vignette, which is all I could get through, and supposedly there's a scary clown that connects all three vignettes, and the first one was about a girl who gets drugged by a clown and then brought into some old abandoned subway rape tunnels with two other girls where they get dragged away by chains and then eventually almost gets murdered by some sort of sludge beast superhuman, but then later gets taken to some sort of devil's sanctuary sacrifice stone table where she is being held down to have sex with a smoking-faced devil after she witnesses what you assume is another abducted girl get a baby cut out of her.
Okay.
And that's when I checked out.
Yeah, that seems like a good place to end.
It was bad. It was bad.
Do you remember the last movie you bought on VHS?
On VHS? The last movie I bought on VHS. Jesus. No.
Pretty sure mine was The Phantom Menace.
I did have the special editions on VHS.
Yeah.
I had a lot of movies on VHS. I had Braveheart. I had Scarface.
Did you have any single movies
Donnie
on VHS?
Brasco. Yeah. The Crow I owned on VHS. Big Trouble in Little China I owned on VHS. I can't think of the Christ. I mean, when did I get the advent of me getting out of VHS was when I bought a used Xbox.
Okay.
Back in, what would that have to be, 2002?
Kind of a late adopter?
Yeah, I was a late adopter.
Yeah.
Because I had bought a GameCube prior.
Gotcha.
And that did not have a video playback feature.
Did not, nor did a Dreamcast.
No, but I wanted to play Knights of the Old Republic, so I bought a used Xbox, and then I was like, oh, now I have a DVD player, so I started buying DVDs.
Yeah.
I do remember when I finally got a CD player, the first CD I bought, just to make this all tied together with this little button on
Crow
it,
soundtrack?
was the Crow soundtrack.
You want to know what the last VHS produced was?
No, go ahead.
David Cronenberg's A History of Violence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. They still make porno on VHS?
They do not.
Good for them. That's classic, though. That's what you want.
And that's what they used to say, that porn decided who won the format wars. That's why
all the time.
VHS,
that's why Blu-ray. That's why Blu-ray. That's why Laserdisc is gone.
Laserdiscs.
I mean, Betamax was the optimal, but porno went VHS. So. Oh no!
You remember? They had an HD DVD player for, I want to say, the Xbox.
Oh, was it? It was a peripheral.
Yeah.
Peripheral.
Peripheral.
It was on the side.
Boom in the
It was
shot.
extra. Yeah. No, Vinny had one.
Anytime you have to hook a thing to another thing, it never works.
Nope.
Nobody wants
32X, everybody.
Yeah, right?
That was Sega CD.
Supply.
Yep.
It was brutal. If you had the CD and the Genesis and the 32X, they all had their own power supplies, and they had those
the big bricks.
Yeah.
You needed a house that wasn't built to code. You needed extra outlets on a wall within 20 feet. When was the last HD DVD produced? I reckon immediately after it was launched. Was it what was the life of HD DVD?
It wasn't long.
A year?
No, I
8
think it
months?
had to be 2 or 3 years.
Really?
I used to know the last one produced.
I never watched an HD DVD.
Neither did I.
Sony was smart, man. They just said, you know what? Here, PlayStation, have a PlayStation 3. By the by, it plays Blu-rays.
Well, because, and I remember when Blu-ray players came out, dedicated Blu-ray players were as much as a PlayStation 3, so...
Okay, so I should know this as a gamer and everything else. Xbox 360, not a Blu-ray player.
No.
Xbox
Yes,
One
I believe
is
so.
a Blu-ray player?
I believe so. I don't know if Sony still owns the exclusive rights to...
They just sell it to them at that point.
Yeah.
Then they're making $1 off of every game system that gets sold. Those clever bastards. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
well, if Trump gets some nukes, then they'll get us back. So
keeping it topical.
keeping it topical in the podcast. So that's the 1/3 of a thing I watched. What'd you watch?
I watched a couple things. I watched a movie called Martha Marcy May Marlene, starring the good Olsen sister, the one that could actually act.
Ooh, Elizabeth.
Yeah. You know what I didn't realize until recently? She looks like distractingly like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
She has some she does. She's got like a Maggie Gyllenhaal profile to her. But she's a good actress, and she's
great.
quite the looker.
She's very good in this movie. She breaks away from a cult. She's in a cult led by John Hawkes. You know John Hawkes?
No.
You've seen Eastbound and Down, right?
Yes.
He's the brother.
Oh!
He's been in a million
Oh, he was
things.
in Winter's Bone.
Yes.
Oh, he's in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Not Tombstone, what's the HBO Western show?
Deadwood.
Deadwood.
Yeah.
He was the partner of Timothy Elephant.
Elephant, yeah.
Yeah. No, that guy can act. He's got chops.
He was also in The Hours, I think it was called, where he had like MS. He had like really bad MS or something, and Helen Hunt was his sex therapist or something. It was a pretty.
Sign me up for MS.
Have you seen late model Helen Hunt?
Oh, you know. I'll take Twister Helen Hunt.
Okay. Another thing I heard they're getting remade.
No.
Yeah, but she
MS.
Yeah, they're rebooting MS.
It's coming back.
It's getting a gritty reboot.
The David Ayer version.
Say. So
Wait, they're rebooting Twister?
Yeah.
Oh no! Is Bill Paxton going to be the tornado?
He's gonna be the tornado measuring device
Yeah,
with all the ping pong balls in it.
Strap Bill Paxton to the back of a F-150 and drive him into an F-3.
Yeah, the ghost of Philip Seymour Hoffman is gonna be the tornado.
Oh, Dusty, God rest his soul.
Apparently, there's a scene in there where you can see his bag hanging out of his shorts.
Dude, he had such his career.
Yeah.
God bless.
Do I look cool?
The suck zone.
Could I kiss you?
I'm a fucking
idiot. So she breaks away from this cult, moves back in with her sister, who's played by Sarah Paulson, who's an actress I'm not crazy about.
What else was she? I know the name.
She's been in every American Horror Story. She's very thin. Have you seen any of those?
Yeah. Who is she in the American Horror Story?
Did you see the Asylum one?
Yeah.
She's the reporter.
Yeah.
She's
okay. She was in the fucking. What was the movie that was like super stylized with the octopus? Spirit.
Oh yeah. She was I want to say the love interest, but like everyone was a love interest.
Yeah, but she was like the even keel, like the money penny.
And she was
like
a doctor.
Yeah,
that movie sucks.
I like Sarah, but she's okay though.
She's like okay.
Okay.
But no, it has some kind of. When I was talking about Secretary last week and said it felt like it had interesting things to say about that kind of mental illness that Maggie Gyllenhaal's character has, but doesn't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
This is strictly about kind of the weird behaviors that she develops from living with the cult and how it's like impossible for her to adjust.
The real Kimmy Schmidt.
It's really good. Yeah, it's exactly like Kimmy Schmidt. If Kimmy Schmidt wasn't terrible.
Oh, come on.
Also, she's naked quite a bit in this movie, and
who is
pro?
What's Olsen?
Yes.
Yeah. Always for that. That gets a bump.
Yeah. Yes.
Any dong?
It's very good.
Anybody hang dong? That's too bad.
No. I want to see some Hawks dong. You know them skinny guys got big cranks.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just equal opportunity with my nudity.
Yeah. I just want to see it. I don't care. Or Jack and TJ were talking about something about Hillary Clinton doing a nude photo. Jack's like, ew, and TJ's like, I want to see it. I'm in that camp. Like, I'll look at it. I don't care.
I'm not going to be excited about it, but my curiosity will outweigh.
Like, it's gotten to the point now where if it's a real person, not a porno, I just want to see it. It's like, I got pictures of my dad naked. I'm like, oh, you might as well just show them to me because fucking, like, I'm old. I don't care.
At this point.
So let me see it.
Let's see some shit before we die.
But that was really good. I got it. It was one of those. I follow an account on Twitter. I think it's called the Cult of Blu-rays, and they just post Blu-ray deals all the time.
But it's not just about cults.
No.
But the Cult of Blu-ray did.
That was just some unexpected synergy.
Nice.
But, no, so they post. That's how I got Patton for like $4 on Blu-ray, because they'll just pop up, this is what's on Amazon on Blu-ray.
Oh, I'm going to have to. I'll have to follow that. Cult of Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Good.
And then that was $5.
Unpaid plug.
And then I watched I went to watch The Proposition, but I forgot I had Midnight Special, so I watched that instead. And that movie is excellent. That's right up there with Green Room as maybe the best movie of the year for me.
Wow.
It's
2 films I haven't seen, both getting high praise.
Right. It's directed by Jeff Nichols, who's the guy that directed Take Shelter, which on the show I just did with TJ about... What show did we do? It was just the two of us doing a movie.
Yoga Hosers?
Yes.
Hot Nichols.
Right. And I... who want to fuck with Hot Nichols? Gum with the ass and pop shit. I jacked that movie off for like half an hour on there. This is the same situation.
Really?
The guy has a really good understanding of what America actually looks like. Non-coastal America, just kind of like the middle of America. It's not... Like I told TJ, it's not like... Most movies, if it's set somewhere that's not instantly recognizable as a city, it's either The Hills Have Eyes... or it's the most generic-looking place ever.
So is it like grimy but not seedy?
Correct.
Okay.
Gritty, but not gritty in like the Batman Begins sort of way.
No, but like gritty, like just like a working class, like 8 Mile-esque.
Like what I imagine parts of Carroll County look like. You know what I mean? Not quite
before the rich people moved in.
Yeah.
Taking all our cornfields to build their golf courses.
I don't want to give too much away about the movie. Michael Shannon, another movie where people break away from a cult, leaves a religious cult, and his son has not well-defined superpowers. He has a young boy.
Oh, like shoot superpowers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this cult kind of based their religion around him because he's been intercepting government signals mentally.
Oh,
these encrypted government signals. And
this is taking a turn. I thought this was gonna be like a road to perdition sort of father-son thing, but with superpowers.
Yeah, it's kind of a E.T. AI. It's a little Spielberg.
I'm into it.
You remember the movie Daryl? I know this is gonna be a weird point of comparison about.
I know what it was,
android.
but I never saw it.
It's that '80s. The government's chasing a child, which was like a genre.
War Games.
Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger. Dabney Coleman's Cloak and Dagger.
I forgot some of these fucking hipster jerk-off sites put a article about how basically Cloak and Dagger was a prequel to Fight Club, because I forgot that Dabney Coleman's character
in his head the whole time.
I totally forgot.
It's his dad?
Yeah. But he's got a projected version of his dad,
too. But he calls him like... Wait. His dad's not dead in Cloak and Dagger.
No.
His dad's very much alive.
But he has like an idealized...
His idealized version is like the Green Beret guy
Right.
who's like Jack or something like that.
And I think it's based around an yet unreleased Atari game, but possibly released after the movie Cloak and Dagger.
Was that... Because everything, like, the information was hidden in that cartridge, right? And that was the whole bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on HBO Go. I should check it out again.
Cloak and Dagger is?
Yeah.
That's a good old movie.
But
big fan.
And so this movie is...
Or was.
Starring Michael Shannon, who might be one of our generation's best actors.
He has a very menacing presence about him. He is one of the best parts of what is already a stellar cast in Boardwalk Empire. But his bits
watch that.
His bits in Boardwalk Empire are just dripping with just like confliction. Like
Power is Bob's.
What?
Oh, you said his bits. So
his bits is Bob's. I was thinking, what are his Bobs? Like his weaves? Like good? Serviceable?
But he's great. I mean, I've never seen that guy bad in anything. Even that Let's Go to Prison, Michael Shannon.
Oh yeah, it's no. But I was going to ask you, who's the who plays the living radio receiver?
Some boy, inconsequential name.
Dem Boys.
It is one of them boys.
Okay. It's not one of the Briscoe brothers, is it?
Oh God, I wish. Michael Shannon's 12-year-old son, Jay Briscoe.
His 12-year-old son, Jay, and Mark Briscoe.
They just keep switching.
They just swap. I have radio signals.
There's a part where he brings down a satellite. He mentally brings down a satellite.
Oh, like Wet Hot American Summer.
Yes, just like that. Kylo Ren is in it as an NSA analyst, and he's really good because he comes across in that same kind of like lightly Asperger's sort of way that he does in The Force Unleashed.
Adam Driver's good.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Joel Edgerton has a very like subtle but great performance in it.
The villain.
No, he's a friend of Michael Shannon, like a childhood friend.
Oh.
But he asks for help. Kirsten Dunst, tying this all together, is also in it, and she's good in it.
I feel like she's another one of those. Like it's like how you point out, if you put her around good stuff, she does fine. Yeah, but on her own, but she's also she won't raise the caliber of anything.
No.
But if you put her in good work, she'll do great.
You can lead her to a good match, as Ric Flair might say.
Yeah.
Sam Shepard, the playwright, is the cult leader. There's a lot of really realistic violence in it, and then a lot of the fantastique. The special effects are good for a movie that doesn't look very expensive. This guy is kind of known for
real chef on a shoestring.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. A lot of the movies I've really loved this year, to include The Crow City of Angels, are these really visually interesting. They're like, I don't want to say auteur pieces, but they have a vision.
This guy had an idea, or this lady had an idea,
yeah,
and they fucking stuck with
right.
it. They didn't compromise it.
Shot composition's great. The guy really knows how
Though
to shoot
maybe Crow City of Angels did compromise it.
Apparently.
But what turned out was fine.
Fucking 3-hour weirdo cut of that movie. But I don't want to ruin anything, but it's one of those movies that's great because it's got all this shit. It's got, government espionage and cults and special effects, but it's really a story about a father and his son. Like, at the heart of it, that's what's important. And I think if I was a parent, it might be a tough watch because of some of the stuff that happens, but I still think it's worth watching.
Okay. I'm into it.
100%. So
where would this be available?
You can watch it on my Amazon.
Perfect.
I just bought it. It was one of their, they have those flash sales. So there's another one of those.
Worth
$5.
it?
Oh yeah, I would buy it at regular price.
Ooh, regular price.
Retail.
Regular price. So there we are.
That's it.
I watched 1/3 of a movie. Sean watched 2 entire films.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what Alec and TJ did, but nobody cares.
Sewing their assholes together.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're in that asshole windmill. That should be their finishing move when they wrestle together. The double rectal asshole windmill. Double rectal. Great, we're 20 minutes in. We should be done in about the next. It'll be a nice tight 35. So
we took it back to Point Break and did a dueling nopsis.
Dueling nopsises. So I have a question.
Yes.
Do you want to try and temporarily keep ours together, sort of just bounce?
Oh, you do a line and then I'll do a line?
Yeah, and just see
That
how
should be
closely
fun.
we hang.
Okay.
And that way we kind of work through the whole film.
Okay. Alright, this is This is dual dueling nopsises.
Alright. This is DUALDUELING.
Yeah.
I can't spell nopsis for Crow 3 Salvation?
Yeah.
Okay. Kristen Dunst's Atherton over taxidermy guts of a crow.
Smash cut to YouTube craft display.
Celebrity prison protests.
Hashtag crow blood.
Happy birthday, you chess playing dickhead.
Are the Lone Rangers in this?
Some old ass execution groupie.
Dickless Wonder doing limo slides to Arkham City with big head baby vamp.
He did it.
Crow 3 reduced budget.
Bobo, Keanu, Biff, and Emilio Stallone.
This mic shield contains a cunt joke.
Style cranked down to 0.
Prison saving dough on lights to execute this dummy.
Lots of celebrity chimeras.
Prison guard with iron-on badge has tenuous grip on the Supreme Court's function.
A rod is a staff.
Boy Crowder getting his execution spectating on.
Mask made of old dead pervert skins.
Jesse Ventura's dad giving the kill order.
This seems cruel and unusual.
Is he about to become the Flash?
Old Scar Arms in the mix.
Crow corpse loaded into restaurant walk-in.
They should have called you Johnny Deformed.
Waking up cold with a Palpatine face.
That's a good one. Oh, crow makeup scarring, for fuck's sake.
Psoriasis is a legit concern for people other than Phil Mickelson.
Fuck Phil Mickelson. This prison has a lax containment protocol.
Jesse Eisenberg got crow makeup scars.
Wow, terrible.
Crow getting Spawn-era CG powers.
Currently, this is a 1 for me.
Then who's Pepe Sylvia?
Wait, you turned into a crow?
The crow bird functioning as a glowing arrow in a video game.
Is this the police evidence workshop?
This is either the worst feature film or the third worst porno I've ever seen.
We dealing with some sort of Spawn-esque memory loss, question mark.
Unstuck in time, Charlie Hunnam getting busy with a wrench.
So wait, the murderer testified in court, question mark.
Crow, that's not your list, it's Nixon's old list.
Pee-wee Keanu.
Terrible cops are awful.
So he does remember?
What third world country did his girlfriend run to get this baller-ass building-sized headstone?
This is hot topic emo garbage.
20 minutes of movie contains 25 minutes of flashbacks.
It's okay, I'm not gonna hurt you, says undead convicted murderer.
Headstone filled with delicious jam like a British cookie supposed to be stigmata.
I fucking hate this.
Oh, I forgot, Kirsten Dunst is terrible.
How does no one recognize him?
Rock, comma, indistinct.
This revenge story has no teeth.
Back for Revenge only has a pink-colored pencil to cross off his police-issue vengeance list.
So Tetsuo the Iron Man is the taxidermy murderer.
I'm to understand that no one recognizes him because he has 2 non-obstructive scars.
Music terrible.
It wasn't me, it was the armed man.
That's good. Cheap, sexy heat.
Chewing on a toothpick is shorthand for scumbag.
How is this happening?
I'm from Canada, so they think I'm slow, eh?
So wait, the cops all did it?
I'd say this is the worst possible casting for The Crow if I knew who the fuck this guy was.
It's gonna get a 1-5 knuckle shuffle bounce for toplessness.
How often are they polishing this knife?
Oh, this film suffers from lack of setting in pervert dimension.
All of the violence happens in 2 separate frames.
That's totally not Bill Pullman.
Big boys gang meeting in the world's least sexy titty commune.
So Michael Shannon plus Nathan Fillion equals this guy.
Hey, the media, stop actively ruining my crime scene.
So Trisha Takanawa can just uncover corpses at will on cam.
I've seen this photo more than my wedding photos.
Biff Tannen don't play.
How many confrontations in this movie take place inside a car?
Cops run a hard cash-based webcam pervert site for jacket.
This crow is stigmata type.
Oh, these are fun. These effects are terrible.
Props department getting its life on that off-center police ladder decal.
Check it out, it's my dad's vet.
Well, helicopter blades do whir.
The old Turner and Hooch through the windshield trick.
Rock continues.
Was that abandoned bus made of gasoline?
That's not how gas or a car cigarette lighter works.
What did that helicopter do to anybody?
Oh, they dispatched the 42nd Dennis Leary precinct on the scene.
Is this police department in an old hotel from L.A. Noire?
This movie sucks a whole lot.
That Fred Ward ass, though.
Fred Ward showed up to growl a little.
I dropped my earrings in your empty files.
Some of the cuts in this movie are excitably bad.
This is hot garbage.
Meanwhile, at Tim Robbins' office from the Hudsucker Proxy,
Walton Goggins did not get the memo about not trying.
Atherton gives up the ghost immediately.
Get off my car, creep.
God bless Walton Goggins, he's trying.
That's you under those scars?
How much does this guy weigh?
No one is puzzled by his existence in this plane.
Whoever thought the scar makeup was a good idea better be in movie prison.
Time to clear my mind at the scene of my sister's murder rape.
Kirsten Dunst's face is so big it looks like her hair is running away.
She's moon-faced. Vulcan memory transfer.
Trigger warning, here's your sister getting raped and murdered.
So there was a kidnapping, question mark?
The most aggro PSA ever.
Houston, we have a timeline problem.
I wonder if they paid for a whole day of Fred Ward.
Celebrate your life with a memory of your sister's murder.
Crow at almost Dark Knight Rises levels of logo craft dawdling.
Got that 4-button police commissioner Steve Harvey suit.
Hashtag big deal daddy.
Fred Ward up on his Crow mythos.
Crow Salvation. 20% flashbacks, 40% in-car fight scenes, 40% sitting on junk talking about nothing.
Everyone doing real well with this heavy undead shit.
Those baseball mitt office chairs look super comfortable.
Making gross assumptions about her daddy.
Wait, what are we working for?
Why don't those face scars heal?
A watched faucet never boils.
Your nosy-ass daughter murdered herself with her nosiness.
Hey, what's up with the blood fountain?
I like the idea of a nondescript evil company.
The evil corporation is called Dirt.
Dad, are you home? I would like to continue our conversation about your implications in my sister's murder.
What tard thought a police procedural was a good way to take this movie franchise?
John Grisham's The Crow.
Clank, clank, they killed my dad, error.
Holy shit, it's Miles Silverberg.
Oh, tits can't save this movie now.
Obligatory club scene.
Off-camera violence continues.
That one stripper's got bills to pay.
Turn on some lights, please.
These papers must be true.
Well, to be fair, they're probably a mite sensitive about using squibs.
Crow One jokes. What do you call one murdered lawyer? A good start!
Why does he only get visions in pieces when he's already touched all of the dirty cops?
Are we in the tech wars?
Is that the best reading of Find Him they got?
So she snooped around a sex factory?
Crow powers waning.
This movie should be called The Crow. The first take should suffice.
I guess pervert sweaters are part of the Crow mythos.
It's Bat Crow.
Poor Fred Ward.
You're all a bunch of crooked cops.
It must be easy to measure crime stats in a city that only 11 people live in.
You had a gun, why use a pipe?
They spent the whole cursing budget on this scene.
This guy hates sleeves.
The First Lady-elect sewing up Dunstmouth.
Oh, I think I got way too detailed in the middle here because we finally hit a time distortion.
Okay.
Bill Pullman plus Alan Tudyk equals this fella.
Wait, Dr. Fred's lab is adjacent to the police office?
Oh, and here's a perfectly preserved scar arm.
I've been more invested in gas pump advertising than the resolution of this movie.
That was a touch alpha.
I'm out.
Okay, so now I continue. Now I can dye my crow tatters. This is shite. Wait, was that newspaper clipping from Crime Weekly? This just sucks. Take a picture. Fake picture and a planted arm. Just hit a strange land pocket dimension of mouth stitches. Here's the whole crux. Get your mind right. Why is there always a femme fatale trying to murder the bird? She died the way she lived, impaled on deer antlers. Ugh. This movie is just one big old OJ analogy. This prison is just awful. Now that's what I call high energy. Who paid for that tombstone? Why are you now dressed like Harley Quinn? Finally over.
Ugh.
There we go. I did like the back and forth dueling synopsis though. It kind of sounded like we were just two crazy people having a conversation.
It's amazing how many of our notes are the same, but I feel bad for you because it's hard to do anything but take notes.
Oh, it's.
I see why you get so irritated when we're all talking about nothing.
You guys are just all enjoying yourselves. You guys had pizza?
You're over there doing yeoman's work.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, the last pizza we had was pretty awful.
Oh, that was bad.
What did he say when you texted him about the crust?
I was like, the cheese was okay, the crust was insufferable. He's like, we'll work on it. I was like, okay. I'm not getting my $50 back, but okay.
Fucking we ordered pizza. Oh, you were there. We ordered pizza from Alex's house, and 2 medium pizzas was like $40.
That was $1,000.
That was absurd.
Those were good pizzas, but they weren't worth a car payment.
Yeah, right.
But anyway,
So everything that we loved about the last movie,
literally everything,
is the exact opposite.
And I think we determined that this movie is too grounded in reality.
Yeah, it's like we talked about a couple times. It's like a police procedural, and who wants that?
So the first Crow movie, Brandon Lee kind of sells his anguish, and this is essentially the same thing. Girlfriend murdered. Well, in that case, it was girlfriend and him getting murdered, but
yeah.
In this case, it's girlfriend murdered, framed for a crime you didn't commit, then you get the electric chair.
Right. But with a hilarious mask. I don't know if we touched on the mask too much, but
it's just creepy and leather and strange. I've never seen a full face mask. I don't know how electrocutions work. I thought they just draped a cloth over your face.
That's what I thought.
But this
Are they still using the chair anywhere?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're still frying retards in Texas, I think.
Oh yeah.
So it's their right, I guess, as a state.
This movie only cost $3 million less than the previous Crow movie.
So the first Crow movie, I haven't watched in a while, but I do have a soft spot in my heart for it.
Yeah.
The last Crow movie, I walked into certain that I hated it, and found myself appreciating its vision.
Right.
Like, it's a pretty film.
Yeah, that movie cost $13 million. This movie cost $10 million. But quality-wise, it looks like the other one cost $130 million compared to this, because this looks awful.
And that movie was the only way we talk about this is a comparative, so let's just get into it. That movie was a tight narrative.
Right.
It moved at a clip. There's a 3-hour wacky cut in somewhere.
I gotta see that.
But the cut we watched moves at a clip.
Right.
It's just oozing with just style and art.
None of this.
Yeah. And
you can't see me making the puppet hand motion.
And like, even the Crow is he's vengeful in that movie. Like he is vengeance. And in this movie, he's kind of just a snarky douchebag.
This guy is awful.
He's wooden. Like he's not good.
He looks like Jesse Eisenberg. And is about as intimidating as such.
But apparently no one recognized that. He's utterly forgettable because none of the people that put him to death remember what he looks like once he gets like 3 scars on his face.
Saw him.
If they kept like that whole fucking like
with the paint
White Walker like the whole scar face, like his scars melted off.
That was pretty gross.
That was gross. Like he was electrocuted, his like face melted off. So, but when he comes back to life, his melted off face melts off, and then his regular face is underneath.
You made a good point that like all of his injuries heal except for those scars for reasons.
So they thought that it would be a clever idea to have the Crow makeup, like the traditional Crow makeup lines up and down on the eyes, across the mouth, as scars this time.
Right. But if all his wounds heal immediately, then it wouldn't make any sense that he had scars. Also, it looks stupid.
It looks stupid as shit. The kid's stupid. I don't give a shit about him. The only person that seems to give a shit about him in the storyline is his lawyer. And his lawyer is utterly not confused about him being back to life. Like
everybody's completely nonplussed about it. Fred Ward has a dropped line like, "Oh, the dead could come back if they have sufficient motivation. I read about it in a magazine or some shit."
And I guess Fred Ward is some sort of like closeted taxidermy murder psycho crime lord police chief?
What is Fred Ward's plan in this movie? Like
his plan is to do dirt with William Atherton.
Right.
But
like,
then his
non-specific dirt?
His nosy daughter figures it out.
Yeah.
So then Atherton lets his daughter get murdered by a squadron of dirty cops. One of which is Walton Goggins, God bless him.
Yeah, and he's trying. But, and this is another one of those movies where they can't figure out how to really portray somebody as a villain, so they just make everybody super rapey.
Yeah, rapey and just weird. Like, it's just, you don't care. I don't care about him.
Nope.
I don't care about the
Kirsten
girl.
Dunst.
I don't care about Kirsten Dunst. I don't care about anybody in this movie. Like, the last movie, Ash, like him and his son getting murdered is enough motivation for me to go at least sign up to be a part of it.
And you know what's great about that version of the Crows?
Ash doesn't fucking talk. Nobody talks.
And this is nothing but talking. And
like the most talking you got out of that last movie was you got Iggy Pop, which was great.
You murdered Dick.
And then you get what's his name? Buddha. What's his name? What's the bad guy's name?
Xerxes? I don't remember.
Xerxes' name. But Xerxes was fucking presence.
He had a weird voice, which goes a long way in this.
It is like
the Crow City of Angels was weird. It was a strange movie.
It was like a City of Lost Children, like a weird. Didn't seem like our reality.
No.
It seemed like a Stephen King Dark Tower dimension.
This movie is just flat and boring, and they don't know what to do, so they just throw everything at a wall. So it's got it's got a couple shots of like the kind of model cities from the first 2 movies, and then it's just got a weird kind of S&M club, but it doesn't, like you said, doesn't take it to like the pervert dimension level.
It's like the Crow. It's like the Crow Special Victims Unit. Like it's
it's just like they take like the bits and bobs from the other movies and just kind of throw them together, and it doesn't.
But now
work.
this motherfucker can turn into a crow.
Yeah, that's weird. There's a lot of like really bad special
And then somehow
effects.
his vengeance gets satiated, but then gets...
He gets depowered without the crow getting killed, which I didn't think was a thing.
So, in the first movie,
Yes.
after he kills all the members of the gang,
Yeah.
he's getting ready to crawl back into his grave, and then he finds out that Sarah is being held by Tony Todd and Big
Yeah.
Time. So then he goes back
Right.
and basically like finishes the job before he goes off to the hereafter.
Yeah.
And he's still at full strength until they fucking take out the crow.
Right.
In this scenario,
Yeah,
he's
the second-
melting.
Right. In the second one, he grabs Xerxes, gets the crow, and kills
Same
it.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, in that one, he actually takes his power.
Right.
The first one, they killed the crow and fought him. This one, Xerxes, like, stole the power.
Right.
And then this one is just, they don't even really address it. But then why is that crow getting this... So wait, is that opening scene where the crow's getting taxidermied? Is that presumably one of the previous crows? Is that why Fred
There's
Ward
a
knows?
weird time problem in this. I don't...
How does this... How does the frame-up work?
I don't know.
Because it's like, dude and his girl get into an argument in the car.
Yeah.
She gets out of the car. Presumably, within minutes, the knife gets planted in his car, and he gets punched out.
Why is there police...
But she gets driven away to a secondary location to be... But wait, no.
I don't know, but their police HQ is, like, inexplicably abandoned, even though it's still a functioning police force, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's just...
And every cop in this town is dirty.
Well, yeah, so many cops.
Literally the whole police force
yeah.
is crooked.
There's not even like that one cop that's like, I believe, like the Ernie Hudson
Yeah.
cop.
But this movie's also so cheap that we touched on in the notes is that all the violence happens either off screen or it's like somebody throws a punch and they cut to somebody reacting to a punch. It's nothing actually framed together.
The special effects are just
Yeah, I don't even know why they bothered.
awful.
I didn't gain anything from any of the shit they did.
No. It was just... God, you just don't care.
It looks like a bad television show. Even for a TV show, it would look bad.
Yeah, it's not. This is...
But you
awful.
okay, so that cost $10 million in 2000 money, but you take something we watched like Universal Soldier that cost like $6 million in our money.
Oh, it's not...
Yeah.
It's not... I guess it speaks... It speaks to filmcraft, right?
Right,
Like, it's almost
yeah.
like... It's like you could take some schlub and give him, like, the best ingredients in the world. You give him truffles and duck liver and all the best shit in the world, and it'll make you garbage.
Right.
But you hand somebody a potato, an onion, a bowl of water, and he's like, he can make you a soup because
Yeah.
he knows the fuck he's doing.
Right, and I think that's something that's really kind of borne out over the course of the podcast is a talented person will make you a good movie eventually.
He'll make you a good movie eventually, and he'll make it out of what is shit.
Like, I think... I feel like for a lot of these things, especially these sequels, they think they can just plug anybody into it and it'll be fine. And I'm sure
They're just going to sell on the name.
and I'm sure it did.
I'm sure it did, but... Like, look at... I mean, like, you brought up Universal Soldier. Look at Universal Soldier. It was like a... I wouldn't say that the franchise was in ashes, but I mean, they just did a movie with Goldberg.
Yeah,
Like,
that movie. There's a big time gap between those two movies.
Like, the license... To buy that licensing or to acquire that licensing probably didn't... They had no value. There was no value left in the name. They milked it dry.
Right.
And then... what's his name? Hyams.
Yeah.
Kim comes in and fucking drops just utter sickness.
Yeah.
Come
you
on.
still have to see the other one. It's even better.
I've seen the baseball bat fight, and that
Yeah.
alone is that merit. I'm willing to believe that the rest of the film is wonderful.
Yeah.
But
Big fan. This movie, not so much.
maybe
There's nothing. I have nothing good to say about this movie. Literally, there was not a
titty.
That's fine. But
That's it. And they weren't even that great.
right. Like besides the chicken,
It was just fucking boring.
the chicken skin they threw on the ground for the face melting off.
It's just boring. It was,
Yeah, there's no investment in any of it.
But Walton Goggins tries.
Yeah, but he's barely in the movie.
Yeah, it's just utterly fucking boring.
William Atherton's barely in the movie.
They don't use him right. Fred Ward's, I guess, trying, but still, like, after. And I don't know if this is what I figured. This is how I felt. I thought I was going to come off of City of Angels. I thought this is going to be the feeling. So
Yeah.
I think coming off of the unexpected high,
Right.
which was City of Angels, coming into this is just worse.
And this movie did slightly better critically than... I don't know.
Were they just thirsty for a Crow movie after 7 years?
No, those movies are pretty close together. That one, City of Angels came out, like 96, and this came out in 2000?
Oh, I guess that's like 4 years.
Yeah.
It's just,
like, the guy that plays... I can't stress this enough. The guy that played the Crow is awful. Not that there's...
Do you think it's his fault, or do you think it's just...
Both.
Oh, okay.
Like... I mean, because, like I said, the dialogue in City of Angels, what there is of it, isn't great, but the guy sells it also, him being foreign, I think, helps.
January 2000.
Yeah.
10 million. Ugh. Yeah, I guess so. It's 4 years. Eric Mabius?
Sure. Eric Mobius?
From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Was this hump ever been... He's politics.
No.
He made an appearance in the pro-Barack Obama music video in 2008. With Will.I.am.
Oh. Dick riding Obama. Did you ever see the Boondocks version of it?
No.
Dick riding Obama. It's pretty good.
I'm trying to think if he's been... I'm looking at his film... if he was in Cruel Intentions, the original.
You're looking at his filmography.
Yep. He was in Resident Evil in 2002.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Yeah. He was in
Resident April.
That's it. Like those, I'm not heard of any of these other films
That's
he's been
two
in.
more movies than he should have been in because he's bad.
Yeah, it's... Oh... Resident Evil... So he's the guy that turns into the Nemesis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But,
Stars.
it's just... Yuck.
Do you have anything good to say about this movie?
I don't. I have nothing... I don't have anything good to say.
And it's long. I think it's longer than the last one we watched.
It's unnecessarily long.
Yeah.
It's not... The action is bleh. None
of it's in the same shot. It's amazing. Sinister Squad was like this. So instead of having a fight scene where you pull the camera back and see people punching each other, it's just, oh, I throw a punch. It looks like an old Sega CD game or something. Like you got to hit the right arrow, and then it like flashes to the response. It's awful.
The dialogue is garbage. The setting is boring.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing compelling about it. And the Crow mythos is muddled and confusing. Like, I don't get...
You know what's great about City of Angels is that it feels like, even though it's in a weird pervert dimension, it feels like people live there. Like they have that whole parade with 1 billion extras at the end.
There's culture.
Right. There are zippy extras in this movie.
None. Like, yeah, the extra budget on the last movie was slow. The only extras you got were that, like, either celebration or protest of his execution in the beginning, where you get that weird old lady who's really she comes to all the executions.
So I thought it was going to be kind of this slapstick comedy at the beginning.
Oh, like maybe you're gonna get like a Starship Troopers-esque, like,
something like that.
Like an ironic, an ironic Crow film.
Speaking of, you should watch Starship Troopers.
It's cool.
Starship Troopers 3.
Still
Marauder.
Oh,
it's really good. It's written and directed by the guy that wrote the first one. And wrote RoboCop.
Oh, Verhoeven?
No. His name's Ed Neumeyer.
No. Why do I always say Verhoeven?
Because he directed it. He didn't write it.
Ah. Well, there you go.
Yes.
Well, let's just get into it then. What are we talking? We'll be shuffling here. You go.
5 knuckle shuffle.
Yes.
Can't give it a 0.
Nope. Thanks to the last time.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other times Sean and I were flying. Yeah. I guess not solo, but tandem.
This movie's fucking terrible. I've got nothing to say about it.
No, it's long. It's boring. It's too grounded. It's the most realistic Crow movie you'll ever see, and it's bad. And no one understands anything. And when they do finally come to some sense of understanding, they don't react to it at all.
Cares.
You don't even get one of those like T-Bird-esque, this is the really real world, man, there ain't no coming back. You don't get one of those. Like, nothing. No Skank, no Iggy Pop, no Yellow Ranger.
Nothing.
All of the bad guys are just...
She was more compelling in the 20 seconds she's in that movie than anybody was in this entire movie.
Like, are all 4 of the bad guys just palette swaps? Like, none of them even have, like... So, like, look... Like
everybody's motivation in this movie is that we're bad. Like, that's the whole thing.
Like, Crow, Crow, you get 4 distinct villains. You got Fun Boy, who's like the heroin junkie sex maniac. You get fucking T-Bird, who's like the leader, kind of like the most level-headed insaniac. You get Skank, the fucking drugged out
Animaniacs reference?
Huh? Nothing. You get Skank, the drugged out fucking speed freak.
Yeah.
And you got one of my crew got himself perished. Well, what the fuck was his name? Oh, this is gonna kill me. Found all his knives and all his major organs in alphabetical order. What? Oh no. As TJ is listening to this for editing, he is laughing his ass off that I can't remember the guy's name. But it'll come to me. And then in the second movie, you get
Top Dollar?
No, Top Dollar is. Oh, I'd be calling him Big Time, but Top Dollar is the head bad guy.
T-Bird.
No, wait. Let me figure it out. Then you get Iggy Pop and another one who basically plays the T-Bird role.
Yeah.
You get Toy Trang, who is like kind of the sensible second in command, but still kind of a sex pervert, like sadist.
Do you want the first letter of the name?
Let me see. Yes.
It's a T.
T. Let me keep talking. You get the Punisher, who's like a voyeur, and then you get the last cat, whose name I don't remember, who's like their drug dealer, drug sniffer, flower freak, and then you get the head boss guy who's just oozing. You know, all these fucking cops are all exactly the same. One's, I guess, they're all various levels of pervert and corrupt.
Right.
Tintin.
Yep.
Well, let's have a moment of silence for poor old Tintin. Let's have an introspective moment of silence for poor old Tintin.
Yeah.
Fucking Tintin. That guy. And then
that guy.
And then you have the fucking the guy who owns the pawn shop, and he's even got his own bit. But
yeah,
like they all had character. Like you could glean something from them besides just bad. Like you could sense you could describe them with one other thing. You couldn't describe these fuckers with anything, right?
No.
So there you go.
Oh,
Mr. Gideon.
The guy,
is that gasoline I smell?
The guy that shot City of Angels also did the production design. Also did the production design for the first Crow movie, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Fight Club, Minority Report.
Oh, so the guy fucking understands things.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's a spectacle kind of guy.
He's doing all right.
God, how do you feel about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
I'm pro.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Love that book.
Yeah.
Book's just as good as the film.
I'm a big fan of is it the Campaign 80 or 84? I can't remember. Hunter Thompson did a campaign journal. It's really good too.
Mm-hmm. Like a Boys on the Bus thing, but it was just him.
This movie is just hot.
Did you ever read his book about Hell's Angels?
No.
I have it if you want to borrow it. It's great.
Yeah. I think my stance on how much I hate reading has been made a few times.
Fairly clear.
Yeah.
I get it. But, so there you go. Bad.
Powerful bad. Did you actually give it a rating?
I gave it a 1.
Okay,
I'm with you. It's a 1 because I can't give it a 0. But know that I want to.
Yeah.
But you've been saved by the shit show, which is the Point Break remake.
That movie's so bad.
God, that movie's terrible. That movie is worse than this movie.
Oh, yeah.
That movie's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That movie's terrible. Yeah. This movie's bad, though. This movie's real fucking bad. So don't see it.
Don't watch it.
Don't spend...
Watch City of Angels.
Watch City of Angels.
If you can find the 4-hour goofball cut, watch it and send it to us.
Oh, please. Or just send us your thoughts.
Yeah.
And
unless
prayers.
They're stupid.
Yeah. Which they probably are. You, the idiot with the dumb question. So that's it, folks.
Yeah, man. We got
nice and easy.
Under an hour.
Yeah, everybody's going to go to bed tonight.
That's a half an hour more than I thought we'd go.
Should we just hum for 8 minutes and just round this out? Hum either way.
No, I'm good. Wrap it up.
All right, wrap that gavel up, B.
We'll see. We'll see you next week for the Edward Furlong.
Oh God!
So Crowvember is going to stretch into December 1st. It looks like.
That's fine. These people don't care.
Yeah, because there's 5 Tuesdays in December.
Ooh, just look at all this tripe. All right, so see you guys later.
Bye bye.
Or see you another time.
And if you take my home, don't leave the smallest part. I've no need to live if you'll come up gone. And as my life turns to a song, and if and when I treat you wrong, no, I never want to hurt our family. And I would give up everything. No, this is not just about me. And I don't know a plainer way to say it, babe. And they may pay us off in fame, but that is not why we came. And I know well and good that won't heal our hearts. We came for salvation. We came for family. We came for all that's good. That's how we'll walk away. We came to break the bad. We came to cheer the sad. We came to leave behind the world a better way. Now if I'm walking through the rain and I hear you call my name, I will break into a run without a pause. And if your love laughs at your dreams, well, it's not as bad as it seems. Either way, one of them has got to go. And if you take of my soul, you can still leave it whole. With the pieces of your own you leave behind. We came for salvation. We came for family. We came for all that's good. That's how we'll walk away. We came to break the bad. We came to cheer the sad. We came to leave behind the world a better way. And I would give up everything. And if you were to come up clean, see you shine so bright in a world of woe. And they may pay us off in fame, but that is not why we came. And if it compromises truth, then we will go. We came for salvation. We came for family. We came for all that's good. That's how we'll walk away. We came to break the bad. We came to cheer the sad. We came to leave behind the world a better way.